So we will be recording this. Yes, I already have one question that somebody asked if we are going to be recording this session. Yes. So I have this taping right now. We will be emailing this out to you guys after the tour is over. Oh, we still have people adding in. Awesome. Please utilize a couple housekeeping things. Utilize our features either at the top of your screen or at the bottom. If any of you are familiar with Zoom or have not used Zoom before, there is a chat feature where you guys can actually kind of just, there's a Zoom group chat. Everybody can see this. You can ask questions. I will do my best to sort of like moderate the chat throughout, answer as many questions as you have. If it's something that we're going to probably touch on later on in the campus tour, I may just skip over it and then hit it later on. So don't think that I'm ignoring you. I will do the best as we get started. Okay, so thank you everybody for being flexible as we get started with this. So, oops. Okay, so we are heading into campus at the moment. This is our Lyons Hall building right in front of us. So Lyons Hall is where my office is located, our undergraduate admissions office, as well as graduate admissions. This building also is going to house different programs such as political science, communications, and digital media arts. So a couple of quick, as we're going through the tour, yes, you're going to see kind of photos of campus, but we're also going to kind of stop and go through panoramas and individual pictures. I will hit as many as possible, but just for time's sake, know that I will, I might skip over a couple pictures or videos. So at any point in time, this platform that we're using, our UVisit campus tour, is available on our My Canisius page at any time. So this is our undergrad admissions office. Many of you who have either done a visit to campus or plan to do one maybe this summer, this is going to be our stop. So you will come right in through the first floor of Lyons Hall, located right here, and we are the first glass door on your right-hand side. Across the hall from us is the Merry May Day Theater, which holds different productions that our students put on with a program called Little Theater. Little Theater is one of the clubs on campus. We also have a series of acting courses that students can take. Upstairs in Lyons Hall, this is one of our digital media arts labish, kind of lab space. This is our broadcasting studio. So whether you are working on becoming like a news anchor or broadcasting, or maybe you're just participating in Griff TV, which is one of our clubs on campus, this is a really awesome state-of-the-art facility that our students are working in. As we go through the tour and we talk about different majors and programs, definitely a common theme here is going to be hands-on experience and what you really can be doing both inside and outside of the classroom. Couple photos of campus here. Love this green space. Students love to utilize the lawns around campus. Just a big aerial shot here of Lyons Hall. A quick kind of snapshot of one of the theater productions that was going on in that Merry May Day Theater. And then on the back, Lyons Hall lawn is one of our favorite events on campus. So when I was an undergrad student, I loved Griff Fest. This was our big end of the year celebration. It was always took place on the last day of classes. We was kind of like a carnival. So you're going to see different rides, games, giveaways, lots of free food, always stocked up on the free food that day. So you can see some students enjoying this past year's Griff Fest. Alrighty, so we are going to continue on our campus tour as we click through campus. Right over here to the left is our Montante Cultural Center. This used to be our chapel on campus. It was renovated in the year 2000 to now be our event space. And it holds about 540 people. We hold like open house, we hold different events, guest speakers, ensemble performances. Recently, right before we went on spring break, we had Josh Peck from Drake and Josh, if you guys remember that show on TV, and he came and did a talk with the students. So we surveyed the campus community to see like who they'd like to see on campus, and he won the survey and got to come and do meet and greets and things like that with our students in the Montante Cultural Center. So now we're heading into our Science Hall building. This is actually one of our newest academic buildings. This building was built, or I shouldn't say built, it was renovated in 2005. It actually used to be a Sears department store, and now it houses our math and stats, physics, as well as computer science, and some of our pre-health programs in this building. So kind of where those students are sitting over here to the left, I hope everybody can see my mouse okay. To the left over here, that is where our student mail room is located. Whether you are residing on campus or commuting, anybody can utilize the mail room. Students living on campus do get their own mailbox. Then behind here is going to be our Science Hall Cafe, Starbucks coffee, grab and go sandwich options, as we head through the atrium, kind of just take a peek in all of our academic buildings and just note that there are computers throughout and study spaces throughout. So it's great to see that you don't necessarily just have to go to the library to get your schoolwork done. Okay. Heading down to the right here is our ESPN studio, which we're going to show all like the panoramas and individual photos a little bit at the end of like each building. So just know that I'm not just breezing over these things. We're going to go back and talk about them. Okay. How's everybody doing? Good, I hope. So now we are in our Science Hall Commons. This is also a good spot to highlight both study space and kind of like event space. So we hold events in here such as like our Griff Fair, which is going to be our big like job fair on campus every spring, where we bring all different recruiters and employers to campus for both internships and jobs, as well as on your day-to-day, just a good spot to do some homework and to study. So let's take a peek at some of these panoramas in our Science Hall building. So right here, we have the ESPN3 studio. Again, state-of-the-art facility, students that are gonna be sports broadcasting majors, sports management majors. A lot of times they're doing game day interviews with coaches, players, or you may be doing that behind the scenes tech work, camera work, that kind of stuff. And anybody who works in this program actually can say that they've worked for ESPN and add that to your resume, which again, going back to that experiential hands-on learning is a great resume builder. Popping over back to the Science Hall Commons. So just a better view here. One nice thing to note is if you see in the back here, we have like these glass windows and these double doors. Through that area is our parking garage. So when we acquired this building, we were also able to get the parking garage, which is really why parking is not an issue for our students on campus. Whether you're an incoming freshman residing on campus or a commuter student all 4 years, you're welcome to have a car on campus. You can access the parking garage through that door there. And Science Hall classroom. So it's important to see, what is your classroom going to look like? Is it different from a high school class? What I like here is that everything is movable. So all of the furniture, whether you're kind of doing like group discussion or maybe individual group work there, computers throughout. So all of the classrooms have that movable furniture depending on different teaching styles, what you're doing in the class that day, if it's going to be a lecture, an exam, or like I said, a lot of that group work. Okay. Show you guys a couple quick photos here. Again, this is going to be that Science Hall shot. Science Hall hallway. So we walked down this atrium, but something that you couldn't see before, right in the basement of this building here, that's one of the group study rooms. So on the bottom level of Science Hall, there are some different study spaces. If you are working on a group project, you can go ahead and just pop in there, and they're, you know, free to use if they're available. Okay, shot of the Commons. Something else to point out is some of your classes, you know, you may be taking part in, excuse me, in a computer lab, or you may actually like just have the class go to the computer lab for the day. So we are half Mac, half PC in our total campus. This is a full Mac lab that you see here in Science Hall, so you may be utilizing that space. And just a couple shots of our ESPN studio in action, up and running, filming one of our games. It looks like they're doing more of the editing work at this point. Again, guys, I know many of you have tuned in later at this point, so welcome. If you have questions, please utilize the chat feature located either at the top or the bottom of your screen. So let's continue on. We are heading, oops, sorry guys. Quick technical difficulty here. Okay, so we are at the Kessler Athletic Center now. So a lot of times you'll hear this building called the CAC, KAC, CAC for short. On the first floor of this building is down this hallway here is where we're going to have kinesiology classes, health and wellness, nutrition classes, things like that. So if you are taking any of those courses or majors, oftentimes you will be heading down to the Kessler for class. So let's go ahead and continue through here. Here is through these kind of like little hallway here, it is kind of hard to see. Those are going to be two of our general locker rooms for students. So men's and women's locker rooms. All these facilities are free for all of our students to utilize. We have an equipment kind of room right there. If you want to sign out like a basketball, any kind of equipment to utilize, feel free to do that. So let's take a picture, or like take a pit stop here. Okay. Here is our gymnasium. So this is where we hold convocation as a welcome at the start of your 4 years, as well as commencement at the end. All of our Division I men's and women's basketball games take place here, women's volleyball. And then this section right over here is our student fan base section. That is where students kind of gather and go to all the games together. Their motto is be bold and to wear gold. One of our fitness rooms that's located on the top floor of the athletic building. These is one of our weight rooms for students to utilize. We also have a general weight room that's going to have more like treadmills, ellipticals, that kind of stuff too. That's next door. And we also just put in a brand new state-of-the-art fitness center on the main block of campus that you'll get to see some sneak peek photos in a few minutes. Although this team does not play at the athletic center on campus, our home ice for hockey is right downtown across from where the Buffalo Sabres play. So this is the Harbor Center and where our Golden Griffins practice and play downtown. So as a student, we have 2 subway stops on campus, and it takes just about 10 minutes to get downtown, and you can hop right on the metro and get dropped off right at the Harbor Center facility. Super fun on the weekends to, grab dinner with your friends, go to a hockey game, really get out and utilize the city of Buffalo. Okay, last room I'm going to highlight. This is our athletic training facility. So we do have the #1 athletic training facility in the MAC conference, and all of our D1 and club athletes receive rehabilitation right in-house. Students that may be on one of those pre-professional health tracks, such as like pre-T or pre-AT, they may be doing clinical hours here too, depending on what courses that you're taking. All right, a couple live shots here. Love to see those, as well as our pool. We didn't have like a panorama of the pool, but the pool was renovated last year. There are open swim times that you can just check out on your Canisius portal page. All righty, guys, let's head out to Deskey Field. So really quick, right here to the right, that is that athletic training facility. We just kind of headed down the hallway here. Awesome. Okay, so Deskey Field is where our men's and women's lacrosse, soccer, and then baseball and softball play and practice. Again, all students can utilize this space. So if you want to go with your friends and kick around the soccer ball, definitely can do that. All right. Really quick, guys, I know it's kind of confusing since we're just clicking through things and we're not watching things or walking this physically. I just want to point out quickly this map. So let's just take a quick stop. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller for you guys so you know where we're headed. Okay. So we started down here in Lyons Hall. That's my building where the admissions office is located. We headed down Main Street. We checked out the Science Building and the Athletic Center. We are now going to jump from Deskey Field, our athletic center, back to the library. So the library is on this main block of campus here. Our students are a little bit spoiled, and we call this main block main campus because it is connected underground through underground tunnels. So even though these buildings obviously are right next to campus, because they're across the street, sometimes you'll hear them referred to as off campus. So just to give you guys an idea of what is going on. So let's jump over to our library. As we head into the library here, right in front of us, this is Dugan Hall, this green tan building. Dugan Hall is where President Hurley's office is going to be located, as well as our student records and financial services. If you have questions on how to pay your tuition bill, questions with your FAFSA, if you need to pick up your parking pass or drop a class, this is where you're going to utilize that space. The dean offices are also housed in that building. Okay. This brown building just right behind these pillars here, this is Churchill Tower. So Churchill is mostly used for professor offices. There are 11 floors to Churchill. All the way up are going to be professor offices except for the second floor. So those are just general classrooms. What's awesome is that all professors do have to hold open office hour times. So if you just want to pop up and ask a question about an exam or study or go over class material work, you have that time and that opportunity, and professors are all really willing to work with you. All right, so we are now heading into our library. This is our first floor of the library. There are 3 floors. So there is the basement floor, the main floor, and then our top second floor. The second floor of the library is our total quiet space. So a lot of individual cubby spaces, a lot of quiet work if you're working on studying or paper, things like that. This main floor is a little bit more chatty and a little bit more open. So as we kind of look through some pictures and panoramas here, just know that. All right. As we look around, all this furniture, again, is going to be movable. And I mentioned before, we are half Mac, half PC. You're going to see a lot of PCs on this first floor. Down in the basement of the library, that's like your whisper, your typical kind of in-between quiet floor and chatty floor. They have a few more Macs down there. You can't see too well in this photo, but this back row is also going to be Macs. Okay. Couple quick print stations also located right here, so there's no chairs there, so students can go ahead and just pop up and print quickly. You can also work with ITS if you are bringing a laptop or something to campus, and they can hook that up to wirelessly print for you. You get $15 per semester on your ID card for printing, so students really never run out of print money. It's not an issue. You have to remember in 2020, most things are going to be submitted online. Right behind here, these are our group study rooms. They're located all throughout the first floor, basement, and top floor of the library. Free for students, again, to use. You just go ahead and reserve that if you have a group project. We have those TV hookups again, presentation, style, that kind of stuff, okay? And then back here, this is our circ desk. If for any reason we do not have a book or a material or something that you need in our library, they can go ahead and order it through another library in New York State. We are part of a network, a library network called the New York Connect program. And if you're back home, if you are from somewhere else in New York State, you can also utilize a library nearby and just show your Canisius ID card and get any material that you need. Okay, some quick shots of the library that I just want you guys to see in action. Very similar to kind of what we just looked at, but again, good views. Oh, this is something important to highlight. We do have access both inside and outside of the library to our Tim Hortons. So if you're local, you know what I'm talking about. Tim Hortons is our go-to coffee shop in Buffalo, but if you are from further away or outside of New York State or this area, you probably have not heard of Tim Hortons. And it's always the joke that Buffalo runs on Tim Hortons. So great kind of spot to grab your breakfast there. As we head back outside of the library and down this hallway, you're going to see the outside access of Tim Hortons again. Okay. Just for the sake of time, I am going to kind of keep clicking, but again, if you have questions, please feel free to stop me. As we head into Old Main, this is our main academic building. Really quick, just look on either side of this hallway. This is a final project from a travel photography class that goes to Italy for spring break. So whether you're planning on studying abroad for a whole semester, or maybe you just want to travel abroad here and there and have those opportunities, lots of really cool ways to get out and see the world, one of them being a free elective photography class. So Old Main was built in 1913 when the college made its move to Main Street, even though we originally were founded in 1870. So a lot of great architecture and history in this building. It's always one of my favorite buildings. All students will have a class in here at some point, whether it's a general elective, general course, things like that. Or if you're a business major, this is your hub where most of your classes will be. Right behind us here, you can actually see this is our financial markets lab. So our finance students are working in the Golden Griffin Fund. I'm going to click on our panorama so you get to see this. It is just the coolest program. It started as $1,000. Our senior financial aid team, they invest in the stock market. They basically have to put together these final projects, and it's real money that they're investing in the stock market. It started again as $1,000 and has grown to almost $500,000 at this point. They also have a CFA graduate research team that competes, and they took first place back in 2015 globally and have placed first place in New York State the past several years. In the basement of Old Main, our main academic building, is our Griff Center. So we are the Golden Griffins, as many of you know, and we play on this term, the Golden Griffs or Griff, quite often. So the Griff Center is our one-stop shop, all academic needs that you could possibly need. This hub office is kind of your starting point where I would pop in and ask a question, meet with an advisor. As an incoming student, this is where all of you will actually make your first semester schedule. And then as you progress throughout your 4 years, if you have questions with changing your major or taking different classes, or even getting ready for that internship and job prep, you'll be using the Griff Center. So this is their main office, but they have a couple satellite offices as well. One satellite office being our tutoring center. So up here is our school tutoring center where you can just pop up and actually sign in at the front desk, which is right here. So a student signs you in and you just say like, hey, I'm here to ask questions. Oops, we are on a little bit of a time crunch here, guys. I apologize, but we are going to get through the most important material, and we will definitely sign back in to do another one of these real soon. So we have about 10 minutes left. Again, make sure you ask your questions throughout. So up here in our tutoring center, like I said, this is where if you have questions with homework, going over like studying for a test and things like that. In tutoring center too, your professor gets a report on what you worked on and how long you were in the tutoring center. So really awesome to show them that you're going above and beyond for additional help. Alrighty guys, let's head out into our quad. So this is our main campus quad. One great thing about our campus is we are in that city setting. So what's awesome is that on the other side of Old Main, you have that hustle and bustle of Main Street, while being on the inside of this quad, you feel like you're in that very typical collegiate college campus. So students really like having the best of both worlds. All right, as we head through the quad here, this is our student center. So within the student center, this is where our club rooms are going to be located, event space, as well as our school dining hall and bookstore. So a really fast, again, just for the sake of time, I want you guys to be able to see the school dining hall. So this is our main dining hall, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Fridays. I'll let you guys take a peek around here. On the weekends, we assume you guys aren't waking up at 7 a.m. for breakfast. So brunch is a huge event on campus on the weekends. Brunch and dinner take place then. Some cool photos here. We like to hold different events, whether it's midnight breakfast during finals week. This was sort of like a jazz fancy dinner night that we had a couple weeks back. Lots of really great events that take place in our school dining hall. All right, so let's go see a freshman dorm. All of you will be incoming freshmen, many of you living on campus. Some will be commuting, which is totally fine as well. That's how we pointed out the parking garage before. This is Frisch Hall, one of our freshman dorms. So Bosch and Frisch are both freshman dorms. They are identical. One's just gonna be on one side of the campus and one's on the other. This is your suite style. You walk in on either side and you're still gonna have 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers. So you'll have a roommate shared by this sort of like middle lounge space, which is super fun. So we have 3 different options for freshmen. You can either choose to live in that suite style. So I'm gonna peek real quick at these photos. The suite style that we see here. You also have the option for a single, which is going to be just like one person. If you want your own room, that's totally fine as well. Or a double, which would just be 2 people in a room. You would just walk right out into the hallway, not into a shared common living space. If you are in a single or in a, if you are in a single or if you are in like a double and you walk out into the hallway, not to worry because you do have this like lounge space here on campus. So every floor has like a kitchen, a TV, a great spot to hang out with your friends, do some extra homework if your roommate's taking a nap, anything like that. All right. Really quick, I'm just gonna peek at this chat. Sorry guys. Okay, moving on. All right, so we are going to head out into the Palisano. All right, so Palisano Pavilion, this is also a really awesome hangout spot. So we came from Frisch, right from the right here, and you can see Bosch Hall, which is right to my left. Again, these buildings are identical. One's just going to be on the one corner, one's on the other, but both freshman dorms. Inside Palisano, on the first floor of this building, we have our brand new fitness center. So I'm going to start with the fitness center. Pardon our dust, this is still slightly under construction. So you see a little bit of renovations in the background, but it's great that students can work out right on campus. And again, we have those underground tunnels on campus. So our freshmen and our sophomores that are living in those dorms, you don't even have to go outside in the wintertime to get to the gym now. It's going to be right on campus for you. In the basement of our Palisano Pavilion is going to be our esports lab and Fusion Gaming Club Room. So esports is a club team. They compete in the MAC conference just like our other teams do. And they have about 60 members. And they, like I said, take place here. Sorry guys, is there an additional cost? Nope, there is no additional cost for using that fitness center. So all facilities are free for students to use. And then on top of our, in Palisano, the top floor is Iggy's. So Iggy's are late night eating option on campus, kind of like your typical Applebee's Fridays, sandwiches, flatbread pizzas, burgers, a lot of really great go options. You can take out or dine in. And now this is just a good way to see what this looks like, but a little update here, guys. This is actually going to be one of our new appetizer bars now, so it's a little bit different. Amanda had a question about the bathrooms. Yes. So in the bathrooms in the freshman dorms, they are on either hallway. So that's sort of like common living space that I showed you. The hallways are like an L shape. So one hallway is all male, one hallway is all female. There are 2 to 3 bathrooms on either side respectively. So they are shared bathrooms, but know that that is great because they're cleaned every single day instead of having to take care of cleaning your own bathroom living with 4 females or 4 males. Yep, the bathrooms all have curtains. So each shower has a curtain. The showers themselves are blocked off separate from where like you can brush your teeth or the stalls and all that kind of stuff. Just know guys too, we are going to try and update this with some more like photos and things like that. So I apologize we don't have a picture of the bathrooms at the moment, but work with your counselor or myself and we will head to campus to take some pictures of those pretty soon for you. Alrighty. As we have a few minutes left here, again, we have about 4 minutes left in our chat today. Please let me know if you guys have further questions. Okay, so as we head into Dugan Hall, this is a sophomore dormitory. What's great about Dugan is they are all suites. So whether you want a bathroom in the middle of your 2 rooms or a common space in the middle of your 2 rooms, you do have those options. In here, we have our lounge. This is going to have sort of like our kitchen as well as our laundry facilities. Laundry has no cost whatsoever. So we just got a quick question about that. It's not point operated. You can pop down and do as many loads as you want. In the freshman dorm, so the building right over here and here, laundry is going to be in the tunnels. It's going to be in the basement, but respectable for either dorm. So you don't have to compete with like all of the campus. You're just using your own facility. There is laundry view, so you can see what washers are available, what dryers are available, and how much time is left on each if you want to like head down and do 3 or 4 loads at a time. So this is what a sophomore dorm is going to look like. You can kind of just take a quick peek. Again, 2 people per room shared by, again, either a common living space or a bathroom in the middle. All right, just a couple quick shots of Dugan and the lounges in here. And I want to just go through a few highlighted points in this tour today. So we are going to just end with the Buffalo skyline. I want you guys just to get to see how close we are to downtown. So right over here is our downtown skyline. And you can see where Canisius is located in the main block of campus. For everybody who has tuned in today, I want to say thank you guys so much. This was supposed to be just a great, quick, brief overview for you and for you guys to see that this campus tour is available to you at any time. So if you want to just log into our visit webpage, you can click through this tour. There are more panos, more stops, more videos for you to take advantage of during your own time. Again, my name is Kayla Midori. I am one of the counselors here. If you guys have any final questions, I will put my email in the chat. Go ahead and jot that down and you can shoot me an email directly. Again, thanks so much and go Griffs. Stay well, everybody. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.